Welcome to the World 24 News channel. What's behind the Russian evacuations in Kherson? Russian forces have been moving thousands of civilians in the occupied southern Ukrainian region of Kherson over the Dnipro River and deeper into Russian-occupied territory this week. The evacuations, announced by the region's Kremlin-installed governor Vladimir Saldo, followed warnings from Moscow that Kyiv's southern counteroffensive meant the regional capital, Kherson, could be recaptured. But Kyiv has condemned the evacuation, describing it as an attempt to forcibly deport Ukrainian citizens and settle them in Russia, tactics that Ukrainian officials say the Kremlin has been employing since the war in Ukraine began. 3 days into Moscow's evacuations, we explain the current situation in the Kherson region and what it means as Ukrainian forces continue their advance. Why is Kherson important to Russia and why are they evacuating it? Kherson is one of Ukraine's most economically and strategically important regions, despite having a population of just over 1 million people when the war began. Set on the Black Sea and bisected by the delta of the giant Dnipro River, Kherson also forms part of a land bridge connecting the Russian-annexed Crimean Peninsula to mainland Russia. Russian forces gained control of the regional capital, also called Kherson, on March 2nd. However, Russian military positions on the right bank of the Dnipro are increasingly under threat from the Ukrainian military's southern counteroffensive launched in late August, with Kyiv's forces targeting the bridges used as Russian supply lines and eliminating evacuation routes. Ukrainian forces have managed to push Russian troops in the region back 30 kilometers in the past few weeks, putting Russian forces in the city of Berezlev under pressure and prompting the Moscow-installed regional authorities to evacuate 60,000 civilians to the other side of the river. Where the military operates, there is no place for civilians, Saldo said. Who is being evacuated and where are they going? Don't bring more than 50 kilograms of luggage, read an announcement on the Kherson.ru Telegram channel on Wednesday. Russian state television showed footage of hundreds of civilians waiting on the banks of the Dnipro to be evacuated by ferry to the port towns of Alyoshki and Galaya Pristan on the other side. On October 20th, about 15,000 people moved to the left bank of the region, the press secretary to the Kherson region's Moscow-installed deputy governor told the Moscow Times on Friday. The pro-Russian administration initially focused its evacuation efforts on civilians living in the towns of Berezlev, Belozerski, Snizhyovsky and Alexandrovsky, but by Friday it was urging anyone in the Russian-controlled areas of northern Kherson region to evacuate. The most important thing now is to quickly leave for the left bank, an announcement on the Kherson.ru Telegram channel read Friday. Authorities said that temporary accommodation and onward transport would be provided for all those evacuating.